Hello everyone. So this is the picture we'll be starting with, and first thing I'll do is to import to Snapseed to blur out the background, to take away the distraction, to bring our focus on the flower. So first thing I'll do is go to my tools, then my healing, then I'll use my brush to paint around the flower. Then the flower disappears. Then I'll continue like this. As I go back to my tools, I go back to my lens blur. I increase the blur strength to let's stay at 75. Then I'll remove this circle to make it to bring it together into one position. Then I'll mark as done. Then I'll go to my tools again and to my double exposure. Then I'll press this add button. I'll add that same picture I started with. So this is it. I'll tap on this water drop icon and increase my opacity to 100%. Mark as done. Then I'll go to this icon here. Then I'll view my edits. Then double exposure. Then I'll go to this stack brush. So all I have to do is just to paint back the original flower back. As you can see, I've brought out some places in excess, so to blur them out back, I'll go back to 0. Then I'll paint it gradually, carefully. I still want to keep some of those water drops, so I have to be careful. As you can see, I've exceeded here. If you know you've exceeded, you can just increase the number back to 100, then carefully erase. Then to have more space to work with, you can always zoom in and out as you wish. For these tiny drops, it will be a little bit difficult to get to their edges, but I could just erase them completely. Not everything, but just some. As you can see, we are proceeding gradually. I've exceeded here again. So I'll go back to 100, then erase. Go back to 0 to continue my blurring. We are making progress. And I have to be careful here too, because this is a very tight joint. I've exceeded here. I'll go back to 0. I'll go back to 100 rather. Then I'll gently erase. Then this is the last section, this area. Go back to 0. Then erase gently. I've exceeded here. Go back to 100. Erase. Go back to 0. Exceeded a little bit here, erase again. You keep doing it until it's perfect or almost perfect. succeeded. Erase. Now I think we are done. Then I'll save like this, and I'll go back. Then I'll share to Lightroom. Lightroom is where I'll do my color correction and color grading. So this is Lightroom. So first I start with my lights. I bring the exposure down a little, just a bit. Then my contrast, I want that separation between the dark areas and the bright areas. I'll reduce my highlights a bit because I still want the water to be visible. I increase my shadows. My whites, let's give it a bit of white. My black, let's give it a bit of black. Then move my curves. I'll start with the RGB curve. I'll increase this a bit. I want a little fade. Yes. And this red, I can bring it up just a tiny bit. Then this blue, a tiny bit. Then go to our temperature settings, our color settings. Let's go to a warmer temperature, and our tints. Let's leave the tints. Don't let us touch tints. Vibrant. Let's make it vibrant a bit. Then, as you can see, the flower is getting a little bit too saturated, so I can bring the saturation down just a tad. Then I go to my color mix where I play with colors. As you can see, the red is affecting the center there. Let's make it all red. I bring the hues down a bit, then desaturate a bit, then give it luminance. Go to our orange color. We don't really have oranges in the picture, that's why it's not making any difference. We can desaturate a bit. We have some oranges at this edge here. As you can see, we have some oranges there. Can reduce the luminance. This is the grains. It depends on what you want. You may want grains in your picture, you may not. So let's go for green. Don't let us go yellow this time around. Saturate a bit. Reduce our luminance. For the grains, okay, let's go yellow. You saturate a bit and you bring down your luminance. Or should we go green? Let's go yellow. Then this, we don't have this color in the picture. We don't have this color too. But I think we have this. Yes, we have this. So we can change how our red looks. Let's reduce luminance just a bit. Okay. Now let's move to our effect. Let's give it a bit of texture, some clarity with these a bit. Let's give some vignette to bring that vibe, to bring our attention to the image. Then our details, we sharpen a bit, we reduce noise just a little bit, and color noise reduction. Any extra noise in the image takes it away. So I'm still not sure if we should go green or yellow. Let me check one last time. I think the yellow is the best. I won't desaturate totally. Let's desaturate. Let's keep it like this. Even yellows you can desaturate just a bit. Yes, we are good. Now let's go to our color grading section where I play with the colors. There's no rule to editing, just take it right, take it left, see how it looks. Then you pick your point. Luminant. Let's eliminate a bit. Blending. Balance. Then here. Okay. Let's eliminate a bit. Then finally this. Eliminate a bit. Then the general. I think this is good. Okay, this is better. Then reduce illumination. And we are good. I still want to touch the colors of the flower a bit. I think I'll come in. Okay, I think it's perfect. It's perfect. So we can export our image. Now we are done. We can also try out one last thing. We open lens distortion. Choose our image. Choose the image we created. You can add any effects that you like. Let's go through the colors first. Color adjustment. This is really nice. Then let's add some lights. I think that one is too big. Let's just keep it this way. And we are good to go. Save image. So we started from our gallery. We started from here and we got to here. You can use this as your wallpaper. And it looks good. Apply. Home screen. That's it.